Right guys, welcome back to the channel and to this Warhammer 40,000 battle report. Today we are playing on a game mat from urbanmat.com. Please go and check them out. This mat was supplied courtesy of Martin. And please check out the review video that I've done. I'll post a link for that in the description as well. Today we have 1500 points. Dark Eldar versus Ravenwing. First time I'm playing against them. George is in the house and this is the table. And as you can see, it looks very, very nice indeed. We've got 6 objective markers. I'll count them backwards. We've got number 6 over here. Number 5. Number 4. Moving into this abandoned monastery, we've got number 3. Number 2. And number 1 on the outskirts. This planet has seen raid after raid after raid of Dark Eldar coming in and picking the planet dry. There's not much left and the Ravenwing have been sent to take back the planet. The mission is escalation and it's vanguard deployment. Let's take you through the armies. Right, so the Dark Eldar force today. I have used some of these models in the past. Some of them you've never seen in battle reports, some of them I've never used. So, we have a real Space Raider detachment of HQs Drazar and Urian. They are with a squad of 10 Incubi with a Clavex upgrade, and they are riding in a not quite fully painted Tantalus. Tantalus has been upgraded with Night Shields. For troops choices, we've got 2 10-man Cavalite squads, and in each squad is a Splinter Cannon. They are riding in 2 Raiders with Night Shields and Splinter Axe. Heavy support, we've got a single Ravager with Night Shields and 3 Dark Lancers, or Bright Lancers as Steve would like to call them. We then have, for fast attack, 2 units of 3 Reaver jet bikes. Each of them has a Arena Champion, and the Arena Champion is equipped with a Cluster Caltrop. We then have a Beastmaster with an Agonizer and 9 beasts. I didn't quite have the points to get the 10th one in, unfortunately. So that is the force today. Let's see George's Ravenwing. Right, so this is George's Ravenwing strike force plus a very slight amount of unbound. So George, you want to talk us through from this side?
Okay, first of all, we have a level 2 librarian with a power maul, bolt pistol, and the Eye of the Unseen.
Okay.
Direct, which gives him third enemy. His powers are Mindworm and and Trepanation.
Yep. And the Primaris, which is what?
Mind Wipe. Is the power. Mindworm is the Primaris.
No problem. And he's rocking a command squad?
He has a Ravenwing command squad, an extra guy, Apothecary, and a Ravenwing banner.
Yep.
Followed by lots of fast attack. We have 4 Blackwing Knights.
Yep.
1 Dark Shroud.
Yep.
1 6-man bike squad with plasma guns, combi plasma, and then 3 extra guys.
Yep.
The exact same.
Right.
And then the exact same, but swap plasma for melter.
Okay.
And we have 2 base attack bikes, so no multi-melters on them.
Just heavy waters.
Yep. And then 1 Mortis Pattern Dreadnought with Keras assault cannons and a Cyclone missile launcher.
No problem. So all the sergeants have got combis.
Yep.
And they are melters.
Yes.
Nasty, nasty, nasty. And what was your warlord trait?
Oh, Furious Charge for the warlord and his unit.
So they are going to be pretty brutal. Now, let's take you through the deployment. Right, so here we go. George won the roll-off and is elected to go in this corner. So, we've got the 4-man squad here. We've got the librarian with the command squad. 1 6-man squad. Another 6-man squad. Got the Night Shroud.
Dark Shroud.
I'll get its name eventually. And 2 attack bikes there. The Dreadnought, just hugging the ruins. and the other 6-man squad here. My counter deployment. Now, I know George has scout, so we'll see whether or not he's going to do that before any sees the initiatives are made. I'm holding back. The beasts, the Chimera are here with the Beastmaster. Everything else I'm holding right at the back lines. So we've got the 2 squads of 3 Reavers, the 2 Raiders, and the Ravager. In reserve is the 10-man Incubi squad, Urian and Drazar in the Tantalus. So that's deployment for the moment. There's no infiltrators, but like I said, George does have scout moves to make before I elect to seize. So we'll see if he's going to make any. Right, so here we go. George has done his scout moves. The Blackwing Knights and the command squad are pushing forward. The attack bikes and the other bike squad and that bike squad, and that one's just shuffled around ever so slightly. However, I think I'm somebody, George. Let's see if we can seize. I don't have Labyrinthine Cunning. Yes! Nope, that's a 2. Guess me rolling. Definitely good for you, because now you get to move into the 12. But me run of seizing the initiatives has ended. I think the last 3 games I've played I've seized. So let's move on to Dark Angels, turn 1. Right, so George has drew secure objective 3. Right, so here we go. The Blackwing Knights and the command squad, both the attack bikes, that bike squad and this attack bike squad have all pushed forward. The Dreadnought got a 6-inch move through cover. The Arc Shroud,
yes,
yay, has moved forward as well, and this bike squadron have moved forward, and he's scarily close. Man, Dark Angels are fast. Thank God we're not playing Dawn of War deployment, that's all I'm saying, because he'd be on me deployment zone now. So that's it for movement. We'll now move on to Psychic Phase. Alright, so welcome back after Psychic and Shooting Phase. The Psychic Phase was uneventful. The Librarian here tried to cast Trephination and Mind Wipe.
Yes.
On the Beast squad. Unfortunately, despite George having 7 dice, put 4 into one, 3 into the other, and didn't get any off, unfortunately. The attack bikes and the plasma talons from the Blackwing Knights, as well as the command squad and the Dreadnought, managed to almost murder the entire squad of beasts, leaving just this guy left. George elected to then try and shoot the Dark Shroud at it, and unfortunately didn't even wound. So he has failed his leadership test. He is running, but he didn't run off the board. He only ran 5 inches back, so that does not get George first blood yet. He needs to stay on the board this turn to avoid that. The bike squadron over this side is turbo boosted, just looking to try and get onto objective 1 next turn. And this bike squad here, these 2 guys have pushed through to secure George objective 3 and then pass both their dangerous terrains. So that is 1 point to George at the end of Dark Angels turn 1. Right, so Dark Eldar turn 1, and my card is secure objective 5. Ha! That's not happening. However, does George score first blood?
I would greatly appreciate it.
I would greatly appreciate rolling double 1s here.
Double 6 would be much more fun.
Yes! Double 1s! Yes! Yeah, that's off the board. Yeah. Let's come back after the rest of the movement. Right, so with George having scored first blood for the Beast running off... Beast not fearless, is it? Nope, not fearless. That's fine. So yeah, George has scored first blood. 3 bikes have just pulled forward, looking to hopefully get a nice little charge in on these guys here. This raider, I've moved just forward enough so that he is within range of 1 squad of the Blackwing Knights. However, I'm not going to go for these guys. They've got 4 up Jink, 3 up for being Skilled Rider, 2 up for Stealth, re-rollable for being Ravenwing, and Feel No Pain. George has officially taken the game to a whole new level of cheese. You have? That's ridiculous, man.
That's what I used to always take.
Well, yeah, and before anybody says anything about George bringing a cheesy list, he did actually used to play this previously. So let's move on to not very much shooting. Oh yeah, the Ravagers pulled back slightly. Right, so shooting hasn't been too bad. The Raider here unloaded the Dizzy Cannon and 15 poison shots into the Black Knights here, and they've lost a number, so they do need a morale check, as that is 25%. The bikers here rapid fired into these guys, and it did cause a couple of wounds, but George passed his re-rollable 3-up jink due to turbo, but actually it was 3-up due to shroud. Is it stealth?
Yeah.
Stealth plus 4-up jink for turbo boosting. So do these guys pass the morale check? Oh, what's that?
9. They're veterans. They shall be fine.
Damn. So close.
As they are veterans.
Right. Charges. These guys are going to charge in at these. I'm kind of wishing I'd left them as a squad of 6 now, but never mind.
Okay.
Let's go for it. Right, so George is an absolute moron. Dark Angels suck. So, I lost a Reaver to Overwatch, and then charged in and challenged the Sergeant, which he accepted. I only rolled a 2 for the Cluster Caltrow and then failed to wound. All of my attacks and the other Hammer of Wrath failed to wound. Yeah, so the Marines then attacked back, got 3 wounds on my jet bikes, and I failed 1 of my saves. And guess what? George has hit and run as well, because he's within 12 inches of the banner. That's ridiculous. I did pass my leadership check though, so obviously it is tied combat, but he's hitting and run, and he automatically passes. What? That is like Eldar cheese, George. It's like...
That's actually been in the codex for a long time.
Right, how are we doing? 3d6.
Going towards the entrance here. 7 inches.
Fair enough. So there we go. George has hit and ran. I got 5-inch consolidation, so just go in here. Hopefully paint a target on him, and the bikes or somebody will at least go for him. Hopefully. I'm going to discard secure objective 5. So at the end of turn 1, the score is 2-0 to George. Right, so George has drew flawless strategy. He's got no units in reserve. He could have scored it at the beginning of the game if he'd put units in reserve, so he does have to keep it. He's also drew secure objective 5, which is in his pretty much deployment zone. So let's have a look at his movement. Alright, so here we go. The Dreadnought is securing that objective. He is 3 inches exactly just on the other side of the rock. We've got the bikers moving forward. These guys charging forward as well, looking to probably take out this Reaver. We've got the Black Knights and the command squad, as well as the Night Shroud. Dark Shroud. Coming for the Raider. I thought like, staying 24 inches away would be enough. Probably not. These guys have come tearing around the corner of the chapel, looking to start and flank these guys as well. I hope to God my reserves turn up in my turn too, because I ain't going to have a lot left. Right, so in the shooting phase, these guys have unloaded at the Raider and caused a single glance on it. It didn't need a jink though, due to stealth from the Night Shields and the ruins being in the way. Over here, the attack bikes are both flat outed, as have this squad. These guys, and the Dark Shroud, yeah, they took out the Raider there, exploded it, killing 4, and between the Dreadnought and the rest of the firepower coming in, managed to kill another 5 of the warriors. He did, however, pass his leadership check. He has gone to ground, and he wasn't pinned as a result of the explosion. So that is it for the shooting phase. George might have some charges. So in the assault phase, this squad here elected to charge this guy. He didn't get any hits on Overwatch, and George unfortunately failed. It was a 10-inch charge. He does, however, score secure objective 5 and is elected to discard... What was the other thing?
Flawless strategy.
Yep. One thing I forgot to mention as well. That Reaver died in the psychic phase. The Librarian cast... Mindworm and took him out. No cover saves allowed, no armor saves. So I was relying on a 6 will feel no pain, and as you can see, he was took out. So, Dark Eldar, turn 2. However, please to God arrive. No! Yes! No! Right, so I've drew secure objective 4 twice. So the raider has moved 12 inches away from them and the attack bike that was there. Right, so disintegrator cannon shot down at the bikers here, as well as 24 poison shots. I got 23 hits, wounded 7 times, and killed a single one. Yeah. The disintegrator cannons, dark lancers from the Ravager shot through at the Dark Shroud, and despite getting a glance and a pen past his 3-up jink, but I suppose at least he's jinking, I guess. This guy like rapid fire here and didn't hit. And bikers are securing objective 4. So that's caused me 2 points. We'll now move on to Dark Angels turn 3. Right, so Dark Angels turn 3, George has drew Hungry for Glory, Ascendancy, and Psychological Warfare. Let's see what he does. Alright, so the Dreadnought has stayed exactly where it is, he hasn't moved. I know where he's going for. We shall see though. All the bikes have basically swarmed with the Death Shroud over to this way, with the one lonely warrior holding them up. The attack bikes and this squad have also pushed forward, and these guys just staying on the outside. So let's see what happens. Right, so in George's shooting and psychic phase, these guys are flat outed that way. These decided to unload, and all of these guys here, into the raider, and unfortunately weight of firepower from the heavy bolters, the bolt guns, the plasma guns, unfortunately wrecked the raider. It didn't blow up however, and the guys got out. We need to take a test to see if they are pinned though. Right, so George has done his psychic and his shooting. These guys are flat outed. These guys have moved forward, and between the ravenwing squad there and the squad and the 2 attack bikes here, wrecked the raider. Yeah, unfortunately just the sheer weight of fire coming in wasn't enough. Yeah, you know what I mean. The Ravager has also ended up having to jink as the Dark Shroud
Blackwing Knights did damage to it.
And the Blackwing Knights shot at it. The Blackwing Knights were the ones that did the damage, however, which was a single glance. So that is it for the shooting. In psychic phase though, it was...
no, Trephination that killed him.
Yep, Trephination. I don't know Dark Angels. It's new. Okay. Yeah, they took out the lone guy that was there as well. So, George did try and cast the one that makes me take a leadership test at -2.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Mindworm, I think. I'm still getting used to it.
Anyway, he rolled a 3 for his leadership, so he didn't die as a result of that. So, that is it for shooting. I think he's probably going to do some assaults. Let's see what happens. Yeah. George is howling because over here these bikes charged in, as well as the attack bike. Kill 3 to Hammer of Wrath, and then he's just killed another one. And I actually did manage to kill one of the bikers. However, initiative off, I passed, and I was like, oh, I'm close to the edge. Double 6. Yep, so they're gone and George gets to consolidate. What cards did you have again?
Hunger for Glory, Ascendancy, and Psychological Warfare.
Well, Ascendancy, you control 1, 2.
This one?
No, your squad can only control. Anyway, your Dreadnought's got that one, that's 3.
Oh.
So yeah, your squad can only control 1 objective at a time. So either way, he's got Ascendancy, so do you want to roll a D3 for that? 2 points, and you're discarding Hunger for Glory?
Yeah.
Fair enough. And what was the other card again? Psychological Warfare?
Yep.
Which he's just getting for these guys running away. So that is
6.
3... Yep, that's 6 points to my 2. Right, so I have Overwhelming Firepower, Big Game Hunter, and Hungry for Glory. And the Tantalus has arrived! Thank God! Right, so the Tantalus has arrived. The Ravager has decided to stay still. Maybe try and take this out. Do I shoot? Do I flat out? I think I'm gonna have to flat out and try and take that thing out. So, jet bikes have moved over there. George, however, does have this intercept to do because unfortunately, let's have a look. There you go. Dreadnought can still see the hull. So I am going to get a 3-up cover due to night shields and not having and being behind the ruins. So fingers crossed that'll save me. Ah, yeah, George isn't happy. So the Tantalus has flat out and done its side veins against the Dark Shroud and done a single hull point. The Ravager, despite snap shooting, just rolled that to hit. 2's to glance, 3's to pen. Oh. George.
Yeah. There's a glance.
3 hits when I'm snap shooting, and I'll do that. Howie then? Was it 3 up?
Oh, it's fine.
Oh no, it goes. That's a 2.
Jink.
Yeah, Jink plus stealth.
And shrouded.
Oh, balls. You know,
that was so saddening.
Yeah, so I don't score any points. I'm going to discard overwhelming firepower. Alright, so Dark Angel turn 4. George drew Supremacy, Harness the Warp, Assassinate, and Big Game Hunter. So the Dreadnought has just turned slightly, looking to probably shoot down at the Tantalus, and all the bikes just consolidating slightly to try and take it out. Second phase, he cast Mindworm on the Tantalus and actually got a glance, so he does get Harness the Warp for that, but I managed to stop it with a Flicker Field save. Right, shooting phase, these guys, Plasma Gunner blew himself up. Actually, you need a morale check because of that. So yeah, Plasma Gunner blew himself up but caused a single glance on the radar.
He's fine with an 8.
Cool. Heavy Bolters, 1 or 2 glance, but Jink saved them. Over here, we've got 2 melter guns, a combi melter. How many plasma talons?
Like 7.
Like 7 plasma talons and crack grenades. And look, he's on 1 hull point. The last combi melter went through. He got a pen. I failed me Jink save, and he destroyed the weapon. So I've lost both of the disintegrator cannons on the front, which means in my turn he's going to be. Oh crap! Oh no! I've got the assault phase coming up. Yeah.
Baxters!
Let's move on to the assaults. Right, so George's combined turn managed to blow up the Ravager, and unfortunately didn't manage to take out any of the bikes with them. And over this side, the Tantalus has been wrecked, brought down by the Librarian. These guys have all now piled out. I think maybe my delivery method for it wasn't perhaps the best. There's a lot of points in that squad, but I'm hoping to take a lot of these guys out in my turn. George does score Ascendancy as he controls 2 objective markers, this one here, and... Oh. You moved the Dreadnought.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so he doesn't score it.
Let's get Harness Warp and Big Game Hunter.
Yeah, Harness the Warp, he cast Mindworm on the Tantalus and got a glance, like I said before, but it was saved. And Big Game Hunter for destroying 2 vehicles. So that is the end of Dark Angel's turn. That puts him at 8 points to my 2.
Yep.
Yeah. So let's go on to Dark Eldar. Turn 4?
Yes.
Wow. Haha! Blood for the Dark Eldar. Multi-charged in. Drazar and Urian took a crap ton of wounds. Ballistic skill 5 twin linked with plasma really took its toll. Urian failed fucking loads of invuns and folk feel no pains. So then I looked out a few more onto Drazar. I looked out 3 of them onto him. I was, please pass you feel no pain. He passed 2 out of the 3. Meanwhile in combat, haven't took a single wound. So these guys charged in. Drazar cut down, challenged the Librarian.
Apothecary.
No, I challenged the Librarian, but the Apothecary accepted. Yeah. And Drazar managed to cut him down, generated an extra attack, and as a result of that managed to kill the apothecary and 2 others. Urian then stepped in next. Sorry, no. Actually, we did that out of sequence. Urian's initiative 5, the Clavex's is initiative 6. Okay. Either way, Urian didn't do any damage. The Clavex then cut down the banner, and the final Incubi managed to cut down the Librarian. So that does get me Slay the Warlord and Kingslayer. Meanwhile, down here, these 4 guys managed to get a glance and a pen on the Dark Shroud, and these 3 managed to kill a single one of the bikes. George is stubborn and has passed his leadership test, so he is tied in combat. He went to do an initiative test and failed, which is brilliant for me because now he can't shoot at me. So I score. Oh, I actually score Big Game Hunter, Hungry for Glory, Kingslayer, and Slay the Warlord. Wow. So that is 2 points earlier, plus Slay the Warlord is 3, plus Big Game Hunter is 4, plus Hungry for Glory is 5, plus D3. Woo! 8. Is that 8? 8? Mm-hmm. Nice. The only other thing that happened. Oh no. My Reavers are over there. I'm leading.
I'm 9.
I'm on 9. I'm on 9. Yeah. It's not gonna last long though. So yeah, let's see what happens in turn 5. Right. So George has drew Assassinate, Supremacy, Blood and Guts, Let None Escape Your Gaze, which is something to do with his Psyker, I think. Yeah, it is. He could get it early in the game, but he can't get it now, unfortunately. And Secure Objective 5, so let's have a quick look. Right, so the Dreadnought secures Objective 5. These bikes have pulled back to secure Objective 3, keeping away from that mess. These bikes over here, George doesn't even want to get near us. So yeah. Meanwhile, we've done some of the assault phase. These guys charged in, killed 1 in the shooting phase, charged in and cut down both the other Reavers, and they've consolidated 1 inch back. So as he stands at the minute, he's got Secure Objective 5 and he's also got Supremacy. Assassinate he's got, as he killed my arena champion here, which is already putting him on 11. Oh, and Blood and Guts. So that's 12. Yeah, but we've still got this mess to work out. Right, so as expected in the assault phase, Drazar actually cut down the 2 guys that were there. Excuse me. So, George does have Supremacy, like I said. He gets Blood and Guts and Assassinate for killing the squad over there. And Secure Objective 5. Gives him 4 points at minimum, but the D3 that he's just rolled for Supremacy scored him 2 points. So that puts him on 13 to my 9. Let's see what cards I draw in Dark Eldar, turn 5. So, Dark Eldar, we've got Ascendancy, not going to happen. Fear and Terror, probably not. Secure Objective 5, Psychological Warfare, again, probably not. Assassinate, maybe. It's going to be difficult to do any points with these cards. Right, so there's my entire turn. Charged and ate the bike squad for breakfast. I did get Assassinate for killing the character. Unfortunately, I don't score anything else, which puts me at 10 points. George had 13, plus these guys have got Linebreaker, gives them 14. Does the game continue though at the end of turn 5?
It does.
Oh my word, it does. Dark Angel, turn 6. Dark Angel turn 6, George has drew Apprehend and Interrogate, which is Slay the Warlord basically, in a challenge. George, do you want to challenge Drazar?
How about a little... Nope.
Exactly. So, he's drew Secure Objective 6, Secure 1, Secure 2, Behind Enemy Lines, and No Forgiveness. What's that? Completely destroy an enemy unit that was controlling an objective marker. So, let's have a look at the board. Well, Objective 6 is here. The Dreadnought is getting a 4-inch move through cover, looking to shoot these guys off there. George is likely to have these bikes leave Objective 1 and come on to Objective 2 to help shoot these guys. And the bikes and the attack bikes that were up in the corner will grant him the D3 for behind enemy lines. and possibly help shoot these guys off. They are fearless. There is a lot of them to chomp through. I have got 3 up armor, and I've got 5 up feel no pain against anything that's not plasma. Well, until it gets to Urian and Drazar, but I'm hoping it doesn't get that far. Drazar is on 1 wound, unfortunately, and so is Urian. Let's see what George is made of then. Right, so as expected, these bikers, George fired the frag missile, got 2 direct hits, all the assault cannons, all these bikers with the plasma and everything piled in. Drazar was left with 1 wound left, and these guys smashed him with the plasma guns. He's feeling no pain, unfortunately, just couldn't hang it out. So George does score, what did you get that turn? Supremacy?
Behind enemy lines, no forgiveness, and script 2.
Yeah, secure objective 2, did you have supremacy?
No, just behind enemy lines.
Behind enemy lines, which you rolled a 3 for, and then he's obviously getting Slay the Warlord as well. So that is the end of the game, tabled by the Dark Angels. I think trying to shoot the Dark Angels down is a big thing. Catch them in combat's the only way, and even then with hit and run. Is it only the Black Knights that have got hit and run? All of them. Jesus, man, that's brutal. The only way to catch them is to hit them in combat and hit before them before they run. I mean, obviously when George, come on,
They've wrecked face.
Drazar in the Incubi there with Urian. I mean, the plan was arrive turn 2, disembark and charge turn 3.
Compared to the rest of your army, they did 20 times as many casualties at least.
Yeah, but it was half the points though, and nearly everything else was dead. I mean, that's why I brought the Chimera as well. I thought it's a little bit different. If I get into combat, I'm probably going to be able to do some damage, and you just mow them down. But yeah, I really enjoyed playing against the Dark Angels, actually. They're different. I wanted to try and get back to playing with Dark Eldar again. I feel like I haven't really given them much opportunity recently. I thought I'd maybe bring this for a spin, and funny, I've only ever played it 3 times, and every time I've used it, it's been blown up.
Didn't blow up this time.
Well, it wasn't blown up, but you still wrecked it. But in fairness, you had that much plasma and melt a face in it, and then charged it. There's no way it wasn't going down. I really need to get back in playing the Dark Eldar. I don't think I'm anywhere near as good at playing them as what I used to. It's probably with me playing other armies more recently. I went back to my Blood Angels and the Mechanic and so forth. But hopefully we'll... oh, actually, I want to bring some Skyweavers against you. Skywevers with Incubi. It needs to happen, George. It needs to happen. It so does. I think between me and George, and if George paints up a few more of his bikes and I'll get me Skyweavers pinned up, we might have to do a challenge accepted game, George. And George knows exactly which unit he's going for. I think next time I might maybe only take 8 Incubi. And yeah, only 8, and take them in a Raider instead. Maybe just stick an homunculus with them. Unfortunately, the Reavers got too far away to benefit from Urian's 12-inch bubble, and I think coming on turn 3, unfortunately, it was already too late, as George was already like way over here. But yeah, that's the end of the game, folks. I hope you've enjoyed watching it, and we hope to be back very soon. Thanks very much.